So what's going on, Battlefielders? It is Pwn, and we are back with a show that I like to call Dos Loadouts. Now, Dos Loadouts is basically, Spanish. I don't want to get too crazy with you guys, but it's two loadouts with the same gun, the same weapon. So today we are using the M417. In the first loadout you'll be seeing for the first 4 minutes, you're looking at the M417 with the suppressor, the red dot sight, and the foregrip. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. I'm going to compare both of them and in which situations I like to use them more in. So hopefully these can give you a little bit of a guide in which sort of, scenarios you guys should be using them in, and why and which one is better overall, in my opinion. So we're going to talk a little bit about the weapon. The weapon is just recently added in here through close quarters, and it is one of the best weapons in the game. It's very, very powerful, it's very reliable, and it's got a lot of ammo. Like this gun, all the other ones besides the SKS, I believe, the semi-automatic single-shot weapons like the MK11 mod, the SVD, the 39, those are all really, really strong, really, really potent, and there are always minor differences between the weapons. One, the velocity's better, rate of fire slightly different. They gotta make each weapon different, and most of the differences between those weapons are minuscule. Like, you're not even gonna notice it. While performing with the weapon, you're not gonna notice the change. Usually I'd say the top 3 major influences on a weapon are the rate of fire, the amount of ammunition, obviously damage, but I guess there's another one in there. It'd probably be the reload speed. Now, in between the M417, this gun is about the same identical stats as the other weapons. It's got, the strong damage. It's got the 50-shot damage to the chest, point blank, close range, and it's got a pretty solid, reliable drop-off of 37.5, meaning this gun should never be over a 3-shot kill, and close range, it could be a 2. Now, a lot of people compare these weapons, and because they are so minuscule, the differences between this and, say, the MK11 mod, the one major difference, the reason that makes this gun better than all of those other weapons, is the ammunition. I've got 21 bullets with this weapon, making this the best recon semi-automatic single-shot weapon in the game, in my opinion. Statistically, I think it kind of backs that up too. There's a little bit of rate of fire difference and everything like this, but those things, like I said, are minor, very minor. You get to control your ammunition when you use a weapon like this. You don't have 10 bullets to try to scavenge and try to fight and kill. If you got more than 2 guys you're fighting, you're just kind of shit out of luck. Right now I'm fighting 2, 3, 4 guys at a time, and I managed to drop all of them. Why? Because I had 20 bullets in the mag. I'm ready to go. 20 bullets means you get to pace your shots out, time it right. You can easily kill 3 or 4 guys with 20 bullets. Now, I know what you guys are saying, well, the SKS is pretty damn smexy too, Pwn. And I agree, it's got sex appeal, but the one thing it does not have is the damage. Now, the comparison is generally between the SKS. The one thing that the SKS has over the M417 is it's a little bit easier to control the recoil. I think it's actually got about half the vertical recoil. And that it shoots quicker. It does definitely shoot a little bit quicker, and it's actually somewhat significant. I mean, it's not super, oh my god, it gets 2 bullets out where this gets 1. It's not even close to that. But it is somewhat significant. And for the rate of fire, I mean, I don't know if that's a pro or a bad thing. I mean, close range, that matters. But when you got guns like this that have crazy recoil, I don't think rate of fire is as important as you think it is. Shut up, phone, I'm commentating. But anyways, I started thinking a little bit what makes this gun better, and I started checking this out, looking at the stats and everything, what's available to this weapon, is the SKS shoots, and it has a cap of 43 damage. That's the maximum damage, meaning it's always a 3-shot kill, where the M417 can be a 2-shot. The minimum damage is a very, very heavy drop of 27, meaning it'll be a 4-shot kill with the SKS, where the M417 is almost always a 2 to 3. That right there with the same ammunition, damn near the same velocity, almost the same rate of fire, makes the M417 a better part to the SKS. Obviously, everything comes down to opinion, what you prefer. Again, the SKS shoots faster, has a little bit more recoil, the M417 is stronger, and, they're so identical, not so identical, it's so similar, it's hard to choose a favorite, and I guess that comes down to the person. But now we've alternated over to the second loadout, that Dos loadout, and I am using the holographic sight on here with the laser sight. Now, this is the one that I like to use when I'm rushing. I like the holographic sight because, like I said, this gun has a little bit of recoil, and if you're being patient, you're taking that time for that first shot. You'll see a couple precision headshots here soon. You'll see that if you take your time, that little dot in the middle is going to give you your headshot. If not, you've got that little circular area where when you're trying to maintain the recoil, if I've got like that little circle pinned down in center mass right in the chest, that I know that it may not be exactly right there in the middle, but that's probably where it's going to hit. Look at all these guys joining my session trying to take my dog tags. Get shut down, guys. You can't do it. But this is the one that I like to use. I mean, I don't put the foregrip on it. When I'm rushing around, I want to have fun. I've got the ability to use the holographic. It helps me be a little bit more precise when I'm trying to spam it and rush and be aggressive. I like the damage. I don't want the suppressor to taint what the weapon is capable of. So I like using it in that fashion. Now with the suppressor on there, the suppressor red dot sight reflex loadout that I like to use, I like that, like precision. That's what's so great about the holographic. If you tone the shots down, let the recoil adjust, you're going to get a 3-shot kill every time. That's what makes this gun so amazing. It's so powerful. And it's very, very underused. So, I mean, the M39 is about as good as this weapon, but like I said, it has 10 less bullets, so it's not worth it in my mind. Headshot again. Take your time with this weapon. That's one of the biggest tips I can give you guys. So I put down my banana peel, come plant this, and I go hide in the corner because, you know, I'm a Call of Duty player. So that's what I do. So when it comes down to it, those are the two ways that I like to use this weapon. You got the holographic, you got the Cobra, not the Cobra, but the laser sight on there, which means you're a little bit more reliable at hip firing. You can control the spread a little bit more. You kind of get a general idea with that holographic of where it's going to hit, the general area and vicinity. And, oh, he wanted my tags too, now I'll get shut down. And that's what I love about the gun, is it has a manageable amount of recoil, but you just got to learn to use it. Now, overall, which is better? I mean, if I had to stick to one loadout, and this actually surprised me, I think the best way to use this weapon is actually the first one. I like to use this with the suppressor, reflex red dot sight, and foregrip. I don't know what about it, but you can go back and watch the clips. Watch the amount of recoil that I'm dealing with right now. I mean, I am shooting a little quicker, I understand that. But go look at them. I mean, there's like no difference. If anything, the suppressor feels like you can control the recoil a little bit more. So that's different. But the one thing that I think makes the M417 with suppressor so much more valuable than many other guns is because there's really not one solid, reliable weapon in the game that is really, really good with the suppressor. I mean, after all the big hits came and all the patches, the M16A3 was no longer really, really reliable with the suppressor. I mean, every gun you can get kills with it. It's not like it's horrible, but this gun's actually good with it. It's like my go-to class now. It's the one that I like to use with the gun. I don't think I've used the holographic, and this is what I started with, the holographic. It's how I started messing around with it. I believe you get to the suppressor at, I think, 70 kills, and you get the reflex at 90, so it takes about 90 kills to get the ideal setup in my mind. Go out there, try it out, get knifed in the back, bitch. Actually, no, I'll just nip stab you, so that's good anyways. So like I said, try out that loadout, try both of them out. I switch them up. If I'm planning on rushing, I use the holographic. If I'm planning on being stealthy, sneaky, or just rape and face, suppressor.